So, real quickly, I want to mention this John Oliver versus Murray, that fucking Murray Energy Company guy, whatever his fucking name is, Bob Murray. So, Bob Murray is a tyrannical piece of shit. He's a plutocratic piece of shit. He is fucking garbage. He's an evangelist. He makes all of his workers say a prayer against Obama. Please, dear Lord, please don't let Obama redistribute our wealth. And so he uses God as a cover for his fucking bigotry and his bullshit. The coal industry itself, while every industry is just as important as one of each other, it represents a very tiny fraction of the people. Coal companies only represent 50,000 jobs, and then Bob Murray has 3,300 jobs under him since he's the #1 private coal company operator, #1 coal digger of bituminous coal. His corporation, digs up 30 million tons of bituminous coal every year. And he's got 3,300 hungry mouths that's feeding from his, getting all the crumbs from his face. But he didn't give a shit about the workers. He went ahead and fired 170 workers right after the Crandall Canyon mine disaster. So the Crandall Canyon mine collapsed. Some people say it was an earthquake. Earthquake had caused it. Other people say that the collapse caused the earthquake. And it seems, it depends on your opinion, right? I mean, the scientists say one thing, but then the corporations say another. I side with the scientists. But nonetheless, they got into a fight with Jon Huntsman. The governor of Utah was Jon Huntsman at the time. 2007, I believe, August. The Crandall Canyon mine disaster. Right after 9 people had died from that collapse, Bob Murray fired 170 workers. Yep, get the fuck out of here. Why? Well, because, this damn mine, this damn mountain had collapsed because of this fucking earthquake, and now they're getting on my ass saying that it's not good regulations. Well, the workers did go up to Bob Murray, and many times they said that the structure was weak. It was weak. What they were doing, they were using a very specific tactic to get 75% more of the coal, and they were leaving these columns of coal. And so they were scooping out all this coal and leaving these columns, but the workers, the coal miners, kept telling Bob Murray that it's on shaky foundations and that they didn't feel safe. There were mine violations that had to do exactly with that too. And there's another mine violation I want to talk about here in a second. But he doesn't give a fuck about the workers. So he fired 170 workers after the political fallout from the Canyon mine disaster, the Crandall Canyon mine disaster. So why'd you fire 170? All because, 6 of them died and everybody started shitting a brick. So it had punished Utah by firing 170 of their, fathers who had mouths to feed and had families and that were dependent upon, daddy to bring home a paycheck. Then, before that, he had fired 200 of his workers before Christmas. So this guy is just fucking dirty. He's just a dirty, rotten scoundrel. He is a doctor, geriatric Dr. Evil. And, give it up. Like, you're fucking old, man. Just retire. Like, I always felt like growing up, or when I'm in a corporation, when I used to have a job, when I used to work bullshit fucking jobs, I always felt that I could promote myself once I got somebody trained to do what I did. And then I'd move up. But that's not Bob Murray's philosophy. He wants that power for life. Bob Murray raised somebody up, get out of the fucking game. What is he, 87,000 years old? 87,000, that's too old. It's too old to be in the game still, Bob Murray. So, Arby's, JCPenney's, theme parks, car wash employment, Dollar General. Dollar General employs 105,000 employees. Dollar General. Coal employs 50,000, so there are more employees out of Dollar General. I don't see anybody saying, hey, the reason why you should elect me, your senator, because I give a shit about Dollar General. It's all about that corporation. That damn corporation, they need, they've been rough. They offer cheap product. They offer a good cheap product for a decent price. They're very popular people, good for poor people. I don't hear anybody saying that type of shit, but I love coal. I love the coal industry, even though they employ half as Dollar General, half the amount of employees that Dollar General employs. Arby's, JCPenney's, theme parks, Kings Island, that one fucking roller coaster, car washes, they're usually not even attended, right? But car washes are attended. The attendees of car washes, there are more of them than there are coal workers, coal miners. And so that means we should be paying homage, right? You pronounce the H. We should be paying homage for the car wash employees. Thank you, car wash, for employing so many of our people. Much more than coal. Thank you, Dollar General. You employ more employees than coal does. Thank you, theme parks. Thank you, Arby's. Thank you, JCPenney's. Not only is he a shitty fucking guy firing everybody for the least amount of fucking reasons, dumbest, stupid ass reasons, not only is he a Christian Sharia law kind of dictator, tyrannical, plutocrat, fucking lowlife piece of shit, he also spilled coal sludge into creeks on 7 different occasions. So he's polluting the environment. He thinks that coal sludge slurry can go into these fucking creeks, and there's like arsenic and all these fucking poisonous shit, sulfur, we're just gonna dump it into the fucking creeks. He did it 7 times. There was another thing, the MSHA, so this is like the Mine Safety Administration, the Mine Safety and Health Administration. They had a rule about coal dust. Coal dust contributes to black lung. In order to tamper down the amount of coal dust that was inside the caves, inside the mines, they were going to have more water being sprayed because water tampers that coal dust down. So coal dust leads to black lung. The Mine Safety and Health Administration realized all these violations that was happening all across the board in relation to the coal dust, and so they said, okay, here's the new regulations. We gotta, get rid of all the fucking coal dust. Murray Energy, Bob Murray said no. So when John Oliver spoke up against this, John Oliver was 100% right. He was 100% right. He sided on the side of black lung. He sued MSHA over the rule about coal dust. He didn't want to have to spray extra water in order to tamper down the coal dust. Oh my God, think about the expenses. I have to get a water hose, maybe a water truck. We'll have to be spraying water all the time. Yeah, and there'd be less fucking coal dust. So, he's fighting the coal dust rule, and that's what John Oliver said, was that he was on the fucking side of black lung. So, John Oliver said nothing that was inaccurate. The only thing that was, questionable is whether there was an earthquake or not during the Crandall Canyon mine, of which he mentioned their side, and he also mentioned the government reports that said that the collapse caused the earthquake. And so did all the scientists. All the scientists said that the collapse of the mine caused an earthquake. In fact, they said that 90-something% of all the earthquakes were caused by mine collapses. So the majority of earthquakes in Utah, in that area of Crandall Canyon Mine, happened because of coal mine collapses. And there's been like 17,000. And so they said none of them were actual earth. They're all man-made. None of them were naturally made. All of them were man-made. 90% of them. So that's why they went ahead and determined that the coal mine collapse had caused the earthquake. Now he backs off, some of his language backs off of it, and he says it seems like an earthquake. They defined it as an earthquake. But that's a corporate fucking, before cigarettes was healthy, right? Nah, cigarettes are good for kids. We got our scientists, our corporate scientists that says cigarettes, good for kids. Joe Camel approves cigarettes for your kids. You see Joe Camel, he's got on a fucking science jacket. You can't wear a science jacket without being a scientist. So he don't give a fuck about workers, firing them before Christmas, firing them because of the political fallout after that Crandall Canyon mine disaster. 170 of them, 200 workers. So he just fires like a whole fucking slate of them at a time. I don't know how he is on healthcare, but when they were complaining about the mines being unsafe, he didn't give a shit. He didn't listen, so maybe he could start fucking listening now. He acts like he's a fucking victim. But really, we should own the coal mines. We should nationalize the coal mines. He shouldn't own any of them. And just let the government do it. And then all the profits goes into getting all of us solar panels. Get solar panels and windmills and do the trash to electric program. Just, get batteries, store up all that energy, and we can fucking defeat this energy crisis. Use the sun, use the wind. We don't need oil and fucking coal. Let's drop our reliance upon these dirty fucking fossil fuels. Alright? Fuck you, Bob Murray.